A silent message carved into the earth. For centuries, humanity has looked to the stars for signs of life, but perhaps the most baffling messages are being left right beneath our feet. Overnight, massive, intricate geometric patterns are pressed into fields of wheat and barley with absolute precision. These are the crop circles. They appear globally but have a mysterious concentration in the ancient landscape of southern England near monuments like Stonehenge. While skeptics write them off as the work of bored pranksters with wooden planks, the physical evidence left behind tells a much more complicated and chilling story. The phenomenon is not entirely modern. In 1678, an English news pamphlet published the eerie story of the mowing devil. A farmer refused to pay a laborer to mow his oat field, angrily claiming he would rather have the devil do it. The next morning, his field was glowing with a strange fiery light, and the oats were cut with a circular precision that no human could achieve. For hundreds of years, similar strange tales whispered through rural farming communities across Europe. Farmers would wake to find perfect circles flattened in their fields, often accompanied by strange lights in the night sky and the unexplained sudden failure of their mechanical farm equipment. The modern era of crop circles truly began in the late 1970s. In the lush green fields of Wiltshire, England, simple circular depressions began appearing with increasing frequency. The stalks of grain were not broken or violently cut. They were bent gently at the base and laid down in a sweeping circular swirl, perfectly intertwined like a woven basket. Local residents reported hearing high-pitched trilling sounds and seeing glowing orbs floating silently above the fields just hours before the circles were discovered by daylight. The media caught wind of the mystery, and soon the entire world was watching the English countryside, waiting for the next formation. As the 1980s progressed, the phenomenon evolved at an alarming and beautiful rate. The simple circles gave way to massive, complex pictograms. Single circles became vast clusters accompanied by straight lines, rings, and intricate geometric keys. The designs grew so massive and mathematically perfect they could only be fully appreciated from the air. Researchers from various scientific disciplines descended on the fields, bringing specialized equipment to study the flattened crops. What they found deep within the twisted stalks deepened the mystery significantly and silenced many vocal skeptics. Biophysicists analyzing the affected plants discovered bizarre cellular anomalies. The stems of the wheat were bent precisely at the nodes, which are the biological joints of the plant. These nodes were often expanded and contained tiny expulsion cavities, as if the moisture inside had been instantly boiled by a rapid burst of intense heat. Seeds harvested from the affected plants showed severely altered growth patterns. Some grew at an accelerated, unnatural rate, while others were completely sterile and dead. Furthermore, the soil inside the circles often contained microscopic spheres of pure magnetic iron and exhibited lingering residual radiation that defied natural explanation. These physical changes led to a chilling technological theory. Some scientists proposed that the circles were being created by a directed microwave energy beam, perhaps from a highly classified military satellite or an unknown advanced aerial craft. The rapid heating from the microwaves would soften the plant stems, allowing them to be bent flat to the earth without breaking. This theory explained the blown nodes, the scorched earth, and the magnetic particles, but it could completely not explain the profound artistic intelligence behind the intricate, massive designs. In 1990, the British government took the phenomenon seriously enough to launch Operation Blackbird. The military set up high-tech surveillance equipment, including thermal imaging cameras and radar, on a hill overlooking the fields of Wiltshire. For days, they monitored the area, waiting to catch the circle makers in the act. However, the operation ended in bizarre humiliation. The cameras picked up glowing thermal anomalies in the middle of the night, but when soldiers rushed the field, they found nothing but a newly formed crop circle and a wooden board. Many investigators believe the military was deliberately mocked by the intelligence creating the circles, proving that whoever or whatever was behind them was fully aware of the surveillance. In 1991, the mystery seemingly collapsed overnight. Two elderly Englishmen named Doug Bauer and Dave Chorley stepped forward and claimed they had invented the entire crop circle phenomenon. They demonstrated to the press how they used simple wooden planks, ropes, and wire to flatten the wheat by walking in circles. The global media immediately declared the case closed and dismissed the entire subject as a massive, long-running hoax. However, dedicated researchers who had spent years studying the fields knew that Doug and Dave could not possibly be responsible for everything. While human hoaxers certainly exist and have created many impressive formations, they cannot replicate the microscopic cellular changes in the plants. Furthermore, the scale and complexity of the formations appearing in the late 1990s completely defied human physical capability. In July 1996, a massive geometric pattern known as the Julia set appeared in a field directly opposite Stonehenge. It was a breathtaking fractal design composed of 149 perfect circles spanning over 900 feet. Most terrifying of all, it appeared in broad daylight during a brief 45-minute window when security guards and tourists were actively monitoring the area. No human crew could have stomped out such a mathematically perfect design in under an hour without being seen. The mathematical precision of the circles also drew the attention of serious academics. In the 1990s, astronomer Gerald Hawkins discovered that many crop circles perfectly demonstrated complex Euclidean geometry. Some formations even contained entirely new geometric theorems that had never been published in any mathematical journal. The idea that rural pranksters with wooden boards and baseball caps were inventing new laws of advanced geometry in the pitch dark was absurd to the scientific community. There was an undeniable high-level intelligence communicating through the crops. The mystery deepened further with the infamous Oliver Castle video. In 1996, a young man named John Wabe released video footage showing small glowing orbs of white light flying rapidly over a dark field. As the orbs darted through the air, the wheat below them folded down in seconds to form a perfect snowflake crop circle. The footage sent absolute shockwaves through the investigative community. While Wabe later claimed he faked the video using an early computer animation studio to make money, many video experts who analyzed the raw original footage maintain it contained no digital artifacts and appeared entirely authentic. The debate over the glowing orbs remains a fiercely contested piece of the strange puzzle. The formations continued to grow more complex, incorporating advanced mathematics, fractal geometry, and ancient religious symbolism. They seemed to be responding to our collective human consciousness. Then the phenomenon took a direct and undeniably communicative turn. In 2001, the largest and most complex formation ever seen appeared next to the Chilbolton radio telescope in Hampshire. It was not a standard geometric circle. It was a massive rectangular image created using a complex halftone technique similar to how newspaper photographs are printed with varying dot sizes. When viewed from the air, the flattened and standing crops formed two distinct, shocking images. One was a haunting, pixelated face staring up at the empty sky. The other was a direct response to the Arecibo message. In 1974, humanity broadcast a powerful radio message into deep space containing our DNA structure, our planetary location, and an image of a human figure. The Chilbolton crop formation perfectly mirrored this exact digital format, but the transmitted information was chillingly different. The DNA structure featured a strange triple helix, the planetary diagram showed a different inhabited solar system, and the human figure was replaced by a small entity with a massive oversized head. Exactly 1 year later, in 2002, another terrifying message appeared in a nearby field. This massive formation depicted the detailed face of a classic extraterrestrial gray holding a large circular disc. The disk contained a complex spiral of binary code. When computer scientists translated the binary sequence, it revealed a cryptic warning written in plain English. The message warned humanity to beware the bearers of false gifts and their broken promises. It spoke of pain but stated there was still time and that good exists out there. The message ended by stating, "We oppose deception." Skeptics fiercely argue these alien messages are just highly elaborate digital-era hoaxes designed to prey on our deepest fears and hopes. They point to the meticulous planning required to map out massive binary codes in a dark, muddy field, yet nobody was ever caught creating them, and no human has ever credibly demonstrated the physical ability to create such massive, flawless halftone images in a single night without leaving any trace of entry or exit in the surrounding fragile crop. There is another mystical layer to this madness. Many researchers point out that authentic crop circles almost exclusively appear on ancient Earth energy lines known as ley lines. They are frequently clustered around prehistoric stone circles, ancient burial mounds, and towering chalk figures carved into the hillside centuries ago. Some theorize that the circles are not messages from extraterrestrials traveling in spaceships, but rather visual manifestations of the Earth itself reacting to subtle shifts in deep magnetic energy. Others suggest that human consciousness interacts with this natural energy, literally dreaming the complex patterns into the fields. Despite decades of intense scientific study, government surveillance, and countless grassroots investigations, the true origin of the authentic crop circle phenomenon remains completely unknown. We are left with a phenomenon that challenges our fundamental understanding of physics, advanced mathematics, and our place in the vast universe. Whether they are the work of rogue satellite weapons, shifting Earth energies, a highly advanced non-human intelligence, or just the most dedicated and skilled rogue artists in human history, the crop circles force us to look at our world with a sense of profound wonder and chilling uncertainty. The fields are speaking to us, but we have not yet learned how to truly read their silent language. Hi everyone, Mark here. If you are fascinated by the unexplained and the darker side of human history, subscribe and follow for more chilling mysteries and psychological madness. Join our community, link in the description.